What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Tech Curiosity Stream, your weekly dose of all things tech, explained. If you're new here, we break down the coolest and most mind-bending technologies in a way that everyone can understand. And if you're already part of the community, welcome back. It's great to have you. Today we're diving into something straight out of a science fiction movie, something you've probably seen in films like Star Wars or Iron Man and thought, man, I wish that was real. Well, it's closer to reality than you might think. We're talking about holographic videos. Before we jump into this incredible world of light and illusion, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. If you enjoy exploring the future of technology and want to stay ahead of the curve, do me a quick favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down below. It really helps the channel grow and lets me know you're enjoying the content. And while you're at it, don't forget to ring that notification bell next to it. That way, you won't miss a single upload, and you'll be the first to know when we drop a new video exploring another piece of amazing tech. It's the best way to support the stream. Alright, now that we've got that sorted, let's get into the good stuff. Let's be real. Who hasn't been captivated by a hologram in a movie? Princess Leia's distress call in Star Wars was iconic. It felt so futuristic, so tangible. Think about Tony Stark in his lab, swiping through holographic blueprints of his Iron Man suit. It's the ultimate user interface. That kind of seamless, intuitive interaction with digital information is the dream. It integrates completely and spatially with our physical world. The desire to pull information off the screen and into our world is a huge motivator. Holography promises to bring that digital world out of the window and into our room. That's the core of the excitement. The promise of holographic video is the promise of a more immersive, more intuitive, and frankly, a much cooler digital future. So, holograms are cool, but what's the big deal? We already have three-dimensional movies and virtual reality. Aren't they kind of the same thing? The answer is no, they are fundamentally different technologies. Three-dimensional movies are basically a trick played on your brain. Virtual reality, or VR, gets a little closer. It completely blocks out the real world. Holographic video is the next logical step, a technology that blends the digital and the real. A true hologram creates a three-dimensional image that appears in physical space. You can walk around and view it from different angles just like a real object. You don't need special glasses to see it. The hologram exists with you in your environment. It adds a layer of digital information directly onto the real world. This is what makes holography so special. It's not about escaping reality, it's about enhancing it. We've seen holograms in movies, but what actually is a holographic video? At its core, a hologram is a recording of a three-dimensional light field. A regular photo captures a single, flat perspective. A hologram records how light waves scatter in all directions. You're literally reconstructing the light that would have been coming from the original object. This is why you can move your head and see around the holographic image. It behaves just like a real, physical object. A hologram is like having the actual sculpture in the room with you. This ability to see different perspectives is called parallax. And it's the magic ingredient that makes our brains perceive the hologram as a true, three-dimensional object. They aren't confined to a screen, and you don't need special glasses. This brings us into an era where we can walk around and interact with our content. So, how can we record and recreate light itself? The secret lies in a fascinating property of light waves called interference. Imagine dropping two pebbles into a perfectly still pond. Each creates ripples that interact, creating an interference pattern. Holography does something very similar, but with light. To create a hologram you need a laser beam, which is split into two, an object beam and a reference beam. The object beam is shown onto the object you want to record. The reference beam is aimed directly at a recording plate. The beams create an incredibly complex interference pattern, a fingerprint of the light itself. This recorded pattern is the hologram. To bring the image back to life, shine a light through the hologram. The light that emerges is an exact replica of the light that bounced off the original object, creating a three-dimensional image. Now, some of you may have seen holograms at concerts. Most of those aren't true holograms. They're a stage trick called Pepper's Ghost. It's a fantastic illusion but has limitations. It uses a transparent sheet of glass. The sheet acts like a mirror, reflecting a hidden image. It looks like a ghostly figure on stage. Pepper's Ghost is a two-dimensional projection, lacking true parallax. The image looks the same from every angle, like a movie. Understanding the technology matters. It's not the technology that will let you have a three-dimensional person on your desk. True holographic video, reconstructing light fields, holds that potential. It will break free from screens, allowing digital content to exist naturally in our space. Holography wasn't born in Hollywood. It started in 1947 with physicist Dennis Gabor. Gabor wanted to improve electron microscopes, not create sci-fi illusions. He realized that if you could record both the brightness and the phase of light waves, you could capture a full 3D image. He called this concept holography, from Greek for whole message. But there was a problem: the technology of the time couldn't deliver the coherent light he needed. Gabor's first holograms were blurry and unimpressive, limited by weak light sources. His idea was brilliant but ahead of its time, and it sat on the shelf for years. It was a Nobel-worthy breakthrough, but without the right tools, it remained a scientific curiosity. The world needed a new kind of light to unlock holography's true potential. That revolution was just around the corner. The invention of the laser in 1960 changed everything for holography. Lasers provided the pure, coherent light Gabor had only imagined. Scientist Emmett Leith and Juris Upatnieks used lasers to create the first sharp 3D holograms. Their off-axis technique separated the reference and object beams, eliminating distortion. Suddenly holograms had real depth. You could move your head and see around objects. The scientific community was stunned. The public was fascinated. Holography became a new visual medium, no longer just a theory. From credit cards to sci-fi, this leap set the stage for all future holographic tech. The laser was the engine that brought Gabor's vision to life. Holography had finally arrived. With lasers, holography leapt from labs to the world stage. Artists embraced holography, creating surreal, floating images that redefined art. Galleries showcased these works and the public was mesmerized. Hollywood ran with the idea. Think Princess Leia's message in Star Wars. Sci-Fi made holograms iconic, fueling public fascination. Meanwhile, engineers found practical uses. In 1983, MasterCard put holograms on credit cards for security. These rainbow holograms, hard to forge, became everyday features on cards and IDs. Holography evolved from a physicist's dream to a tool for art, security, and imagination. Each step built on the last, bringing us closer to real-time holographic video. The stage was set for the next leap. Making holographic video means capturing the entire light field, not just a single view. Engineers use arrays of cameras, sometimes hundreds, surrounding the subject to record every angle at once. This generates massive amounts of data, far beyond a regular video. Powerful computers synchronize and process these feeds using advanced software to reconstruct a 3D model for every frame. This process, called photogrammetry, creates a dynamic, volumetric digital scene. The result isn't just color and brightness, but full 3D information that moves over time. This data is the raw material for holographic video. Instead of etching patterns on glass, we now build digital light fields ready for display. Capturing the light field is the first crucial step in making holographic video real. It's a complex dance of hardware and software, but it's happening now. Capturing 3D data is one thing. Displaying it is another challenge entirely. Regular screens can't show true depth. We need new display tech. Light field displays use millions of microlenses to send different images in different directions. Each eye sees a unique view, creating real depth and parallax. No glasses needed. As you move, the image shifts naturally, just like a real object. But this requires ultra-high resolution and immense processing power. Today's displays are pushing the limits of what's possible, but costs remain high. True holographic displays are rare, but the technology is advancing fast. We're on the edge of making 3D light fields a part of everyday life. The future of displays is truly three-dimensional. Despite the challenges, breakthroughs are accelerating holographic video. Advances in GPUs and AI, driven by gaming and machine learning, are making processing faster and cheaper. AI can now fill in missing views, reducing the need for massive camera arrays. This slashes costs and complexity, opening the door to live holographic streaming. On the display side, new materials and eye-tracking tech make rendering more efficient. Eye-tracking means displays only render what each viewer needs to see, saving power. Companies like Looking Glass Factory are building desktop holographic displays for creators. As tools become more accessible, creativity will explode in this new medium. Computing, AI, and display innovations are turning holographic video from dream to reality. The future of holography is closer than ever. Holographic technology is already here, moving out of research labs. Professionals are using it to change how they work and create. Companies use holographic displays to visualize creations, saving time and money compared to physical prototypes. Architects and city planners can project full holographic models of buildings, seeing how structures fit into the skyline. This allows for intuitive design, creating functional spaces. These applications refine the technology, eventually making it affordable and accessible. The groundwork is being laid in design studios and engineering firms. The holographic revolution has begun behind the scenes. One of the most exciting and honestly most important areas where holographic video is making a real impact is in medicine. This is where the technology goes from being cool to being potentially life-saving. For decades, doctors and medical students have had to learn about the complex, three-dimensional structures of the human body from flat textbook diagrams and two-dimensional scans. It's a huge challenge to mentally translate a flat X-ray or MRI scan into a three-dimensional understanding of a patient's anatomy. Holography is completely changing that. Imagine a surgeon preparing for a complex operation. Instead of just looking at MRI scans on a monitor, they can now load that data into a holographic display. Suddenly, a detailed, three-dimensional hologram of the patient's organ, like a heart or a brain, is floating right in front of them. They can walk around it, magnify it, and even slice through virtual layers to see exactly where a tumor is located or how a blood vessel is structured. This gives them an unprecedented level of understanding, and allows them to plan the surgery with incredible precision before ever making an incision. This technology is also a complete game-changer for medical education. Students can gather around a holographic display and explore the human body in a way that was never before possible. Instead of dissecting a cadaver, which is a limited resource, they can interact with a photorealistic, three-dimensional hologram. They can remove virtual organs, study the intricate network of nerves, or watch how the heart beats in real time. This provides a dynamic and interactive learning experience that helps them build a much deeper and more intuitive understanding of human anatomy and physiology. Beyond surgery and education, holographic video is also being explored for remote consultations. A specialist from halfway across the world could appear as a hologram in a local clinic to examine a patient's data alongside the local doctor. This could bring expert medical care to remote or underserved areas, breaking down geographical barriers. The applications in medicine are profound. It's about giving our healthcare professionals better tools to visualize, learn, and collaborate, which ultimately leads to better outcomes for patients. It's a perfect example of technology serving a real human need. Let's apply enhanced visualization to the classroom. Education is about making abstract concepts tangible, and that's what holographic video excels at. Imagine a chemistry lesson with a large, three-dimensional holographic model of a molecule, or a history class exploring a holographic coliseum. It turns passive lessons into immersive experiences, making the invisible visible. This isn't about replacing teachers, it's about empowering them to make learning more engaging and effective. It could allow for virtual field trips to impossible places. As the technology becomes more affordable, these tools could level the playing field. The classroom of the future could very well have holograms that bring knowledge to life. Of course, it's not all about work and school. Holographic technology is also opening up a whole new world for artists, performers, and entertainers. We talked about the Pepper's Ghost trick used for concerts, but true holographic video offers possibilities that are so much richer and more interactive. It's a brand new canvas for creation, one that exists in three-dimensional space and can blend seamlessly with the real world, creating experiences that are more like magic than media. Artists are already experimenting with this new medium. They are creating holographic sculptures made of pure light that can change and react to the people viewing them. Imagine walking into a gallery where the art isn't just hanging on the wall, but is floating in the center of the room, a swirling vortex of color that you can walk through and interact with. Some artists are using holographic video to tell stories that unfold around the viewer, creating immersive narratives that you don't just watch but experience spatially. In entertainment, the possibilities are just as mind-bending. Think about live sports. What if you could watch a miniature, holographic version of the game playing out right on your coffee table? You could see the plays unfold from any angle you choose, getting a godlike view of the action that's impossible even from the best seats in the stadium. Or imagine theme park attractions where holographic characters can walk alongside you, interacting with you in the physical environment to create a truly magical and personalized experience. And let's not forget about communication. We're already seeing the beginnings of holographic communication platforms. Companies are working on systems that can project a live, life-size, three-dimensional hologram of a person into a room for a meeting or a performance. A musician could perform a concert live in 10 cities at once, appearing as a high-fidelity hologram on each stage. This technology is set to redefine what it means to have presence, blurring the lines between being there physically and being there digitally in a way that a flat video call never could. Holographic video is already making waves. Imagine a world where this technology is as common as the smartphone is today. Holographic communication will become the new standard, fundamentally changing our sense of distance. Instead of a Zoom call, you could project life-sized holograms into a shared virtual meeting space. This isn't just more efficient, it's more human. Imagine having dinner with your parents, their holograms sitting right there at your dining table. This points towards a future where the flat screen is no longer the primary window to our digital lives. Holographic technology promises to break our information free from those confines. Digital content will be something we share our physical space with. Let's explore entertainment and gaming's future. Imagine holographic technology redefining games. Your living room could become the game world. Picture a holographic battlefield unfolding on your coffee table, controlled with your hands, or your home transforming into an interactive escape room. Enemies could burst through your walls, demanding physical reactions. Gaming transforms into a full-body experience, blurring reality and the game world. Multiplayer gaming becomes a social, in-person event, even miles apart. Friends appear as avatars in your room, tackling challenges together. It's a holodeck in your home for shared experiences. Social media evolves into a three-dimensional platform. Walk through a holographic gallery of friends' adventures or visit their virtual rooms. Online interactions feel more personal, like real-world socializing. The future is shared, holographic spaces bringing us closer. Holographic technology could revolutionize virtual travel, offering immersive experiences without cutting you off from your surroundings. Imagine a holographic guide leading you through the Louvre, or a safari through the Serengeti in your living room. This technology could democratize access to experiences, fostering a deeper appreciation for our planet. Holographic video promises to enhance our reality, bringing us closer to information, art, and each other. It's going to change everything. So, there you have it. We've taken a deep dive into the incredible world of holographic video. We started with that iconic science fiction dream, the one we've all seen in movies. We saw how this dream wasn't just fantasy, but the driving force behind decades of real-world innovation, from Dennis Gabor's initial spark of an idea to the game-changing invention of the laser. We then peeled back the curtain to see how it all actually works. True holography is a mind-bending science, a process of recording and reconstructing the very fabric of light itself, by capturing a complete light field using complex camera arrays and then using advanced displays to project that light back into our space. We can create images that have real depth and dimension. And this isn't just a lab experiment anymore. We saw how this technology is already being used today in critical fields like medicine, where it helps surgeons plan complex operations with incredible precision. The holographic revolution is already happening, quietly laying the groundwork for the next big shift in how we interact with technology and information. This is the ultimate promise of holographic video. To break down the barriers between the digital and physical worlds, to make our technology feel less like a tool we look at and more like a natural part of our reality. So as we wrap up, let's bring it back to that core idea. For the last 100 years, our relationship with digital information has been defined by the screen. Holographic video is the technology that finally shatters that window, unleashing our digital content into our physical space. It represents a fundamental shift to a three-dimensional information age, with massive implications, touching every aspect of our lives. It's been a blast exploring this topic with you today. It's a future that promises to be more connected, more immersive, and honestly just a whole lot cooler. Please hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And make sure you ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you in the next video. Until then, stay curious.